Imagine a beginning before beginnings, a vast, silent expanse. It was a realm of absolute cold, darkness stretched, unbroken, infinite. Think of an endless ocean of ice. Not water ice as we know it, but the very essence of stillness, frozen potential, waiting. This was the universe in its cradle, a profound, unthinking emptiness. In this immense, frigid void, something stirred, or rather something, two forces, primal and potent. Picture them as two immense magnets. These were not ordinary magnets, they were forces of pure repulsion, pushing away from each other eternally. They defined the edges of this nascent cosmos. Their opposition created a tension, a silent, frozen standoff. The ice held everything captive. It was the medium of this stillness. A crystal lattice of frozen energy. No light, no warmth, no movement, only the faint hum of repulsion. The two great magnets defined a space of what was yet. It was a universe holding its breath, waiting for a catalyst, a spark to break the perfect cold. This cosmic stage was set. The darkness was absolute, the cold unimaginable. The two magnets, timeless opponents, they were the pillars of this emptiness. Their eternal push, the only law. What could possibly emerge from such a state, from such profound opposition? It was a question waiting for an answer that would change everything. Between these two immense repelling forces, a new wonder appeared. It was not born of them, yet it existed because of them. Imagine a third magnet, smaller, yet perfectly formed. It did not touch the ice, it did not succumb to the cold. Instead, it levitated, suspended in the absolute middle, held in perfect balance by the opposing fields, a point of stillness within stillness. This levitating marvel was unique. It wasn't just a piece of inert matter. Visualize it as an eyeball, a cosmic eye slowly forming. Its gaze, though unseeing yet, was potent. It represented a new principle, the potential for observation, the seed of consciousness perhaps, floating, serene in the dark, a silent witness to the void. This eye was a focal point, a singularity in the frozen expanse. The repelling forces of the two great magnets created its sanctuary, a pocket of delicate equilibrium. It was the universe's first complexity, a tiny island of intricate balance. It did not push nor did it pull. It simply observing or ready to observe, a nascent awareness in the dark. Its presence changed the character of the void. No longer was it just about opposition. Now there was a center, a point of reference, the levitating eye, a sphere of potential. It was the universe looking at itself for the first time, or at least preparing to. This was the dawn of something new, a quiet promise of perception. The universe was stirring from its slumber. The cold darkness held its breath. The two magnets repelled. The eyeball magnet floated, a silent observer. Then another force began to stir. Imagine it as water. A flow, a current, unseen at first. This was the dawn of electricity. Not a raging torrent, but a gentle seep. It moved through the cosmic ice, a subtle shift in the frozen silence. The universe was about to wake up. This electric current was life's first whisper. It was not water, of course, but like water it sought pathways. It moved towards the magnetic forces, drawn by their immense power. The ice itself began to change. The current carved channels unseen. A network of potential began to form, subtle yet transformative. The universe was no longer static. A dynamic process had begun. The flow of this cosmic electricity was purposeful. It was the universe seeking connection. The repelling magnets, once symbols of separation, now became attractors, not for each other, but for this new energy. The current swirled around them, a dance of charge and field. The levitating eyeball magnet felt this too, a gentle vibration in its perfect suspension. The universe was becoming active, charged with a new vitality. This was not a destructive force, it was creative, formative. The electrical water was a carrier of information, a medium for interaction. It began to link the disparate elements, the cold, the dark, the magnetic opposition. Now all were touched by this new flow. The universe was being woven together by invisible threads of electric current. The stage was set for matter itself. As the electric currents flowed, something incredible happened. They interacted with the primordial substance, the very fabric of the frozen void. Think of it like minerals precipitating from water. Around the great magnets, matter began to coalesce, tiny particles drawn by the flow, shaped by the magnetic fields. This was the birth of metal, not iron or gold as we know them, but the first raw cosmic metals, forged in the electric embrace of magnetism. These newly formed metals were not random. They took on shapes, guided by the lines of magnetic force. Imagine delicate filaments appearing, growing like frost, but with a purpose. They clung to the magnets, encasing them, defining them further. The magnets were no longer just abstract forces. They were becoming physical anchors, clad in the universe's first solids. A structure was emerging from the void. The levitating eyeball magnet also experienced this. Tiny metallic specks might have swirled around it. Perhaps a delicate shell began to form, reflecting the nascent light of the currents. It too was becoming more defined, a conscious point now with a hint of form. The universe was building itself, brick by tiny metallic brick. The interplay of electricity and magnetism was key. The architect and the builder of reality. This process was slow, meticulous. Eons passed in this forging. The electric water continued its work, depositing layer upon layer of metallic dust. The universe was gaining substance, texture, complexity, and form. From a cold, dark, empty space, a structured cosmos was being born, all thanks to the dance of these fundamental forces: magnetism, electricity, and the observing eye. Section 5, Celestial Embers. The universe ablaze with stars. The flow of electricity intensified. The metallic structures grew more complex. Around the magnets, energy concentrated. The currents were no longer gentle seeps, they became powerful rivers of charge. Friction and resistance began to build within the newly formed metallic networks. Imagine tiny sparks starting to flicker, at first faint and sporadic, little glimmers in the overwhelming dark. These were the universe's first lights. These sparks were signs of immense energy. The universe was heating up. The cold, icy stillness was receding. The sparks grew more frequent, more intense. They jumped between metallic filaments, illuminating the growing structures. The repelling magnets, now encased in metal, glowed not with their own light, but reflected light and the light of these new, energetic discharges. The darkness was finally beginning to yield. A new era was dawning. Then a critical point was reached. The sparks combined, concentrated. They became sustained points of brilliance. These were the first stars born from the interplay of magnetism and electricity. Vast spheres of incandescent plasma, they blazed against the receding darkness, each star a testament to the creative power. The universe was now filled with light, a million, then billions of fiery beacons. The cold void was transformed. The levitating eyeball magnet, now perhaps with its own metallic halo, witnessed this. It saw the darkness punctuated by fire. It felt the warmth of distant suns. The universe was no longer just form, it was energy, light and heat, a dynamic, evolving, vibrant place. The stars were cosmic engines, forging new elements in their fiery hearts, the journey from cold repulsion to blazing creation, all orchestrated by fundamental forces. Section 6, Our Living Magnet. Earth's protective core. Millions, billions of years passed, stars lived and died. New elements were scattered through space. From this cosmic dust, planets formed, and among them a special blue sphere, our Earth, a world teeming with potential. Deep within its heart, a secret lies, a core of molten iron spinning. This spinning metallic heart is a dynamo. It generates a vast magnetic field, a giant magnet hidden from view. This magnetic field is Earth's invisible shield. It stretches far out into space, protecting us from harmful solar radiation, deflecting dangerous cosmic rays. Without it, life as we know it could not exist. The surface would be barren, irradiated, our atmosphere would be stripped away. This core, this magnet, is a giver of life, a silent guardian of our world. It echoes the primordial magnets of creation, but now it nurtures, it protects. Think of this magnetic core. It is a direct descendant of those first metallic structures formed around the cosmic magnetic forces. The iron in Earth's core was forged in stars born from electrical sparks and magnetic fields. There is a direct lineage. From the cold, dark void to our warm, living planet, Earth's magnetism is a fundamental property linked to its very existence and its ability to support life. It is a constant humming presence, a reminder of the universe's magnetic heart. And what of the levitating eyeball, the observer? Does Earth itself, as a living system, possess a form of this? Its magnetic field is like a sensory organ, reaching out, interacting with the cosmos. It responds to the sun's activity. It dances with the solar wind. Perhaps the Earth, too, is an observer, a conscious entity on a grand scale. Its magnetic core, the seat of its awareness, a living magnet in a magnetic universe. Section 7. The Mind's Mirror. Echoes of magnetism in thought. Now let us journey inwards, from the vastness of space to the intricacies of the human mind. Within our own heads, a remarkable organ resides, the brain, the seat of our thoughts, our dreams, our consciousness. It too is an electrical marvel, billions of neurons firing constantly, creating intricate patterns of electrical activity. These tiny currents generate their own fields. Faint, subtle, but measurable, the human brain possesses its own magnetic signature. This is not a metaphor, it is a physical reality. Our thoughts, our feelings, our very awareness, they are accompanied by electromagnetic phenomena. Could it be that our consciousness is linked to this delicate dance of electricity and magnetism within us? The brain, in a way, is like a miniature Earth, with its own internal currents and fields, a microcosm reflecting the macrocosm. The same fundamental forces at play, shaping reality on all scales, and here the levitating eyeball reappears. Imagine it at the core of our consciousness, the point of awareness, the eye that perceives, suspended perhaps in the magnetic field of the brain, the observer within the machine. It links back to that first levitating eye, the silent witness in the primordial void. Is our individual consciousness a spark of that original awareness? A fractal iteration of a universal pattern? These are profound questions, sparked by the mystery of our own minds. The connection between Earth's magnetic core and the brain's field is tantalizing. Both are electromagnetic systems. Both are associated with a form of awareness or its potential. Earth aware of its cosmic environment, the brain aware of itself and the world. Is there a deeper resonance? A communication we are yet to understand? The universe seems to whisper its secrets through the language of magnetism and electricity, if only we learn to listen. Section 8. The Genesis Spark, Reproduction's Electric Dance. The story of creation echoes in life itself. Consider the miracle of reproduction. The beginning of a new individual, it starts with a sphere. The egg cell, a world of potential, round like a tiny planet. Or like that first levitating eyeball magnet, waiting, quiescent, holding life's code. It is a self-contained universe, poised for a transformative event, a moment of profound creation. Then comes the spark. The sperm cell, driven by an incredible energy. It is often described as electric, its journey a determined quest. When it meets the egg, a fusion occurs. A literal spark can sometimes be detected, a tiny flash of light, a release of energy. The moment of conception, life ignites, the darkness of non-existence gives way, a new consciousness begins its journey. Inside this newly fertilized egg, a new eyeball magnet forms. Figuratively, of course, the nascent point of self, of individuality, the potential for future observation and awareness. It is suspended within this new biological system, protected, nurtured, allowed to develop. This pattern repeats, generation after generation, life's continuity driven by this electric kiss, a magnetic blueprint passed down, the universe recreating its core mystery. This act of creation mirrors the cosmic scale, the initial void, the waiting potential, the egg, the energizing force, the catalyst, the sperm like electricity. the formation of a new complex entity, the embryo, and at its heart, a point of awareness, the levitating eyeball in its many forms. Life is not separate from the universe's origins, it is a direct expression of them, the same forces, the same patterns, playing out in flesh and blood, a beautiful, resonant symmetry. Section 9. The conscious tapestry, a universe woven with magnetic eyes. So, we see a pattern emerging, a thread of magnetism and consciousness woven through the fabric of existence, from the grandest cosmic scales to the most intimate. Consider the opposites that define our world, light and dark, hot and cold, and within these dualities, a balance point, a place of interaction, of synthesis. Often we find our levitating eyeball magnet there, the observer, the point of consciousness, bridging the divide, making sense of it all. Think of the human brain itself, the left hemisphere often linked to logic, analysis, the right hemisphere to creativity, intuition. Two distinct ways of processing reality, yet they work together, connected by the corpus callosum. And at the center of this integrated mind, our conscious awareness, our inner eye, another instance of the levitating eyeball, suspended between two complementary forces, creating a richer, fuller perception of the world. This pattern extends to the dance of male and female, two distinct energies, two complementary forms. Their union creates new life, a new point of consciousness. Again, the levitating eyeball appears, generated at the heart of their interaction. It seems this structure is fundamental, a core organizing principle of reality. Wherever there is polarity, there is a potential center, a place for awareness to arise, a magnetic blueprint for consciousness. Life and consciousness, then, are not accidents. They are intrinsic to the universe, interconnected through this universal magnetic pattern. The levitating eyeball is everywhere, at the heart of galaxies perhaps, at the core of planets, within every living mind, at the genesis of every new life. The universe is not just a collection of matter and energy, it is a conscious system observing itself, and we are part of that observation. We are the universe, aware